hope you're hearing me, everyone. I hope you're hearing me. Please just say something on the chat if you're hearing me loud and clear. Yes, thank you so much. So I was saying happy Women's Month, happy Women's Day, happy Women's Week to all ladies listening to me. And, you know, as ladies, we really have to take time and celebrate ourselves and really look at ourselves, because we are very easy, the way we are designed, we are very easy to ignore ourselves and take care of everybody else but ourselves. But there are important things when it comes to women's health. Why I'm so passionate about this area, it's because I'm also a person who was touched by the knowledge that I'm going to share with you guys. And I have helped a lot of people along my journey to be able to take better care of their health, to get rid of a lot of challenges. Some of them we wrote there on the card that a lot of women are facing in their day-to-day life. So I'm going to share a bit of my story as we go along, and I'm sure you're going to relate and probably learn a lot from that. But again, let me just remind you one thing. Your health is your own responsibility. I know we say we pray for good health, and it's a blessed Sunday today we are speaking. We know there's a very big part that God plays in our health, but he has also given us authority in terms of what knowledge do we give ourselves, what choices do we do in taking care of our bodies, of our health, so that we can continue being healthy, or we can fall into unhealthiness and diseases. So we have to be aware, we have to educate ourselves, and we have to have proper knowledge that will equip us to be great advocates of our own health. Now, as we all know, when you take a flight, this is what they tell you, that if anything happens during your flight, and the airbags come out, they tell you you have to put one on yourself before you can put on someone's or on anybody else. What does that mean? It means sometimes when it comes to our health, we have to prioritize ourselves. Sometimes you have to think of yourself, and that can be so hard for a woman, an African woman. You have a lot on your plate. You have a lot that you have to take care of, a lot of people that depend on you. And most of the time we put our health on the back burner. And most of the time we get to a challenge, and it probably elevated itself a lot because we ignore a lot of early signs. So let me be here to remind you guys that you should be the one to put your oxygen mask on. And sometimes probably this will be a training that will allow you to look at your health on another level, look at it with other eyes, extra eyes, and see, am I ignoring some warning signs on my health? Am I really putting time, money, effort, concern on taking care of myself? Or am I just burning out because I'm caring about everybody else and there's no space for me? This Women's Month, we have to remind each other to put our oxygen mask on, okay? Before we can be able to have more that we can be able to pour out to other people, we can help other people in that, because all the people that depend on you, first and foremost, they need you to be here. They need you to be here and alive and well, so you can continue to provide for them for a longer period of time. So what if you ignore your health? It means you won't be here so that you can take better care of them and really add value to their health. Now, when it comes to women's health, there's a lot of challenges, and I'm not just here talking about the challenges that I've shared there. I'm talking here about a woman, even a lady who just turned puberty, to someone who is probably even 100-year-old lady, and anybody in between. What I'm going to speak about today will touch each and every one of you, because we all face different challenges at different areas in our lives, at different stages of our health. But we'll all agree, it's your first wealth. There's no way you can create the wealth you want. You know, you say in life, time is the most important thing, but you cannot even enjoy time if you're not healthy. Money could be a very important thing in life, but you cannot enjoy that money if you're not healthy. So health has to be something that has to be there in place so that everything else can fall back perfectly. Now, when it comes to our issues, they could start from puberty. They could start from our monthly periods. Now, I'm just going to mention and share so that you can see where you probably relate when it comes to these challenges. How are your monthly periods? Do you have pain? There are some people who can't live without medication every single month. And they say it has been like this ever since I started puberty. But it doesn't have to continue like that, because that is not normal. It's kind of a way that your body is having over inflammation. And sometimes it could get severe. Probably you never used to have pain, but then now you're getting pain every month. And then probably you have irregular periods. It could be because of something, or you have been like that ever since your period started. You could have PMS. It's something that causes issues. You could have headache. You could have, you can't concentrate around your periods, or you have a lot of pain. Okay, so all those are main issues. But what about UTIs? That is something like a lot of people will tell you, every year I must use antibiotics for UTI. And you think that is just something okay. It's something that you can tolerate, but no. And probably some periods in your life, you could be more predisposed to recurrent UTIs. Probably someone is in a probably secondary school or primary school. The toilets are not that good. They're not taking very good care of themselves, and they fall into this track. It could be your daughter. It could be someone you know who is younger than you. So they're facing this recurrent UTI. Now, recurrent use of antibiotic for UTI is also not good for you. So it means it's something that you can't control and you should look into so that you have a better health. What about vaginal itchiness? I've met a lot of ladies who tell me, I don't remember when I was not itching down there. So imagine you're itching all the time. Probably it's going together with hormonal imbalance, going together with dryness. It's causing constant itchiness. That is a very sensitive skin. And imagine you're scratching it every day. It means even the normal composition of that skin will not be okay. When it comes to sexual intercourse, you will have issues as well because of all those issues. Now, when it comes to sexual health, we have a lot of women also. They complain, I don't have any feeling, I don't have any interest, my libido is very low. Okay, that is among the issues that women face. And some, they get difficult even to enjoy that process. Some get pain during intercourse because of whatever issues, one of them including endometriosis, and probably some has a tumor or anything on their reproductive health. So it could cause these things. Now, don't sit there and say, it has always been like this. I know a lady I met a few weeks ago, and she was telling me, I've kind of found a way to live with this situation. I'm not even bothering myself anymore. But let me tell you, we are not brought into this world not to enjoy the normal, simple pleasures in life. And sometimes we comfort ourselves in ignoring these simple things, but they could bring up bigger issues because we are tolerating them and we are not handling them and you're not solving the core issues that are causing these issues. So your sexual health is important. Whether you're in a marriage or you're not in a marriage, you have to take care of your sexual health. Do you get that? We call that ute wa uzazi, or the right cervical mucus. Do you get that in your monthly periods? Because I was not getting it. When I had my own issues, I'll tell you more about them. I was not getting the normal consistency of cervical mucus that I was supposed to get. Now, that is a sign that probably your hormones are not right. Probably sometimes your hormones are not right. That's why you're getting very low libido. Sometimes it's just stress. It's too much stress that is affecting your sexual health and your mental health. When it comes to hormonal imbalance, something that is very common for women, and sometimes it's something that can very much easily be overlooked or it can be ignored. And I'll tell you more about it. But you could be sitting there and thinking, what could cause my hormonal imbalance? What could make me at risk of getting hormonal imbalance? And it's a lot of things. That is why it's a very common thing. And because we don't regularly go to the hospital and say, please check my hormones, it's something that you rarely do. If you're listening to me and you have done that, you are 1 in a million, I can say. So we mostly don't do that. Now, you can have hormonal imbalance and still you're going on with your life not knowing anything is wrong. So what could cause hormonal imbalance for women? Now, the most important thing, the first thing that can cause that is, of course, what we put in our bodies and what we don't put in our bodies. Because again, your health starts from your mouth, what you put in and what you don't put in. The negative things that we put in, we're not supposed to eat too much of the processed food, too much sugars. And you know, for ladies, when I feel down, the first thing I think about is, I need a piece of cake, I need some chocolate. So we take in a lot of sugars sometimes just to make us feel good. And probably it's because of the hormonal imbalance we are not feeling good at the first place. Instead of dealing with the issue, we kind of increase the issue and we cause it to grow bigger and bigger. But what about the chemicals that are in our food? The world we live in today is not as it was 10 years ago, not as it was 20 years ago. Tell me, if you are eating your vegetables straight from your garden, how much of them are you eating straight from your garden? I remember growing up, we used to grow all our vegetables back at the back of our house, but I cannot say the same for today. We have to buy from people who do that commercially. Now it means I cannot control what drugs they put. I cannot control what insecticides or pesticides end up in my food. And at the end of the day, I eat a salad. It could have a lot of toxins that, again, they can mimic hormones in my body, and they can cause the same hormonal imbalance. Now, even our dairy products, the chicken that you're eating, how long did it grow? How long did it take for it to mature and for you to eat it? Now, a lot of hormones go into that as well. Alcohol and caffeine, all that disrupt hormones a lot. Now, what we apply on our skin is also very, very important. We say, I want to look young, but then do you read labels of everything that you're applying? What chemicals do they have? And we have things that are in our hair products, in our lotions, in our perfumes, and they mimic hormones. Okay, we call them xenoestrogens. You don't need to remember that name, but just know when they go to your system, they mimic hormones. They cause havoc in your hormonal balance. Now, all these things that we apply in our bodies, on our skin, it takes only 26 seconds to be absorbed in your bloodstream. So everything matters. It's not just about what healthy things that you can put in your body, even natural healthy things that you can apply, the soap that you're using to clean your house and everything like that. So all these things can cause a toxic overload in our systems, but some conditions could also cause hormonal imbalance, like when you're pregnant, when you're breastfeeding, when you go through menopause, sometimes even when you're going through puberty, your hormones could be unstable a little bit. Sometimes even change of weather, it could cause a different change in your hormones. So it's something that is constantly changing, and it's something that you need to keep an eye on constantly, because a lot of things can affect it. Probably you're on medications, or you have a certain condition like thyroidism or anything, and could cause the same disruption. But also overweight and obesity and stress, they're among the biggest triggers. And I'll tell you more about overweight and obesity just in a bit. But all these things, when they cause the hormonal imbalance in your system, then the way that you will feel, what happens on the outside, again, like I said, it's symptoms that you can easily ignore. Like you are getting mood swings, or you don't feel interest in sex, and you say, I'm not into those things. My libido is low. And probably you have constant headaches, you sweat at night, or you have hot flashes, okay? You could not be sleeping well because of insomnia as well, because of the hormonal imbalance. Now, you get tired easily. If you put on weight very easily and it's so hard for you to lose weight, it could be a sign. Sometimes skin changes as well could come together with your hormonal imbalance. It's not necessary that you have irregular periods for you to diagnose hormonal imbalance. For some, you have normal periods, but still your hormones are not properly balanced. So all those could be issues around your hormones. Now, when you look at these symptoms, it's so easy to ignore them. But why should you not ignore them? It's because of the big issue. When it comes to imbalances in hormones, what do they cause in your body? What could they predispose you to? When I found this research, I was so shocked, and I said I have to tell every lady I meet that you should not ignore the need to keep your hormones in check. Why? Because we all know breast cancer. We all know how it's one of the leading causes of cancers in women, one of the leading causes of death in women in the world. Now, breast cancer risk factors could be environmental factors, could be genetic, but also one of the risk factors is estrogen imbalance. It's hormone imbalance in your system. Now, if you have environmental factors, you have the chemicals that cause cancers in your system, they only contribute about the 80%. But hormonal imbalance contributes to your risk of breast cancer for about 97%. That is a huge, huge contribution. So much more than the fact that probably your mother, your aunt, your grandmother had breast cancer. So imagine if you control that one area, how much of your risk factors are you reducing? It's a lot. And they tell you fat cells, they're estrogen making machines. That is why overweight and obesity is one of the leading causes of hormonal imbalance. It's so easy for someone who is overweight and obesity. The doctor can tell you, you have to lose weight for you to conceive, for your hormones to be in check. Why? Because they know overweight and obesity also contributes to your hormones to be out of balance. So if you just control that area, you are actually reducing your cancer risk by a big percentage. So it's an area you should never ignore or not look at. And we have a lot of natural ways that you can use. One of them is exercising. So do you make time to exercise? I'm not saying that you have to be at the gym every single day, but at least 4 times a week, have 30 minutes of exercise, even if it's by your bedside, but make yourself more active. That will allow your hormones to be in check. But we also have natural things like omega-3, maca, vitamin D that are important for your hormones to be in check. Now, those are one of the issues that are facing women. But if you're listening to me here, I'm sure either you or someone you know have faced fibroids in their life, has been diagnosed with a fibroid. I remember I was diagnosed with one fibroid, actually when I was in the second pregnancy, in my second pregnancy. Now I'm a mom of 3, and I'll tell you a bit more of my story. But during my second pregnancy, I was diagnosed with a fibroid. But that is history, because there's no fibroid as I'm talking to you now, because I know there are factors that you can do to help your body reverse whatever issues that are developing in your system for whatever reasons. Now, fibroids is a very common issue affecting 70 to 80% of women. I'm talking out of 10 women, 8 of them will have fibroids before they're 50 years old. Now, that is a big issue. And we know that one of the risk factors is the longer it takes you to get pregnant, the more at risk you are. The longer it takes you in between pregnancies as well, the bigger the risk you have. Now, with our lifestyle today, we are busy and sometimes we have career goals. It's not like we're getting pregnant at 20 anymore. So it means a lot more women are being predisposed to get fibroids earlier in their life. And fibroids have a tendency of coming back and back and back. It's not a solution that you remove them. The solution is to go deep inside your body and to look at what is the root cause and how can I regulate my body more? How can I help my body not go into all these inflammations like you're seeing there? Fibroids could be of different sizes. Some of them, they can look like a newborn child, how big they can be. Now, what they cause, they could cause a lot of bleeding. They could cause pain. They could cause discomfort even during intercourse, depending on where they are. They could even cause infertility, just depending on where they're positioned. Now, it's not something, again, to ignore because of all the issues that it can complicate too. So at the end of the day, our health is contributed by a lot of things. Now, we have also something called cysts. They can happen in ovaries, and we have cysts that sometimes are happening and going away depending on your menses, and sometimes you just get them and then they disappear. But then we have cysts that are bigger and they have bigger issues that they could cause to your system. And on top of these normal ovarian cysts, we also have something called PCOS. And actually, this is very personal to me because I was diagnosed with PCOS when I was in 3rd year medical school. So around that time, I used to have severely irregular periods. And I know not everyone who has PCOS have irregular periods. And it's a very common thing. It affects 1 in 10 women. That is not rare. It means a lot of people now are getting it, and most of them without even knowing. They say 50% of women who have PCOS, they go undiagnosed. They don't even know that they have PCOS. The only issue they could be facing, sometimes they don't get pregnant. Because someone with PCOS, most of the time, they will face infertility. And I faced infertility. Around that same time when I used to have severely irregular periods, that used to be my first symptom. And you don't have to have all of the symptoms that I mentioned. Just like in hormonal imbalance, you don't have to have all of them. You could have just 1, you could have 3. And that could be just the only thing that is showing in your system. Now, for my case, I used to have severely irregular periods. Sometimes I would have daily periods for 3 weeks. You mean you cannot go anywhere without a pad in your bag? That used to be my reality. And then sometimes I get nothing for 4 months. And that is a walk in the park. It's so easy. You are very okay with it. But when it's severely bleeding every single day, it can be very, very hard to tolerate. Now, I don't know if you have ever faced something like that, or you know someone who faced something like that. So when I was diagnosed by this, the doctor told me that the issue here is your body is not maturing the follicles in your ovaries. It means when your follicles, the one that is supposed to give out an egg, it starts to grow normally like this. And during ovulation is when the mature follicle will just release an egg, and then you can be able to be fertile. But for someone who has PCOS, it means there is something that happens and development stops of the follicles. They don't get to maturity. And if they don't get to maturity, they don't release the egg, you don't ovulate. And that is why I talked about the cervical mucus, because there's a certain way your body has to change in the consistency and the type of your cervical mucus, depending on when you are ovulating. Now, you could have normal cycles and you're not ovulating. So that is why we say, look at your mucus. During ovulation time, we say if you have a perfect cycle, that is around the 14th day of your cycle, you have to find a different type of cervical mucus. It has to be like light mucus, colorless, and it has to be stretchy. If it's not of that consistency, then it means there's something that needs improving or changing in your system. Now, the doctor told me there's no cure for this, of course. The only thing I can give you right now is birth control pills, because they have a way of regulating back your cycle. Okay, so I used them for about 2 months, but then I stopped because I looked at the issues that it can also come with. And I said, I don't want to predispose my body to more issues just because I want to control my periods. I will deal with the fertility issue when the time comes. And I thank God, because eventually, after being married for 4 years and not conceiving, that is when I went back into nutrition and started and went deeper into how can I help my body heal. And I'll talk more about that in just a bit. But you have natural ways that you can help your body heal, and before depending on certain medications all your life. Now, we have people who use these and they get even more nutritional deficiencies that even cause their symptoms to become even more severe. And we have people who get a lot of fungal infections just because of using birth control pills and things like that. Now, think about the issues that probably you are facing or you have around you. And what ways are you using? What methods are you doing to help your body be healthier in that area? When you speak of UTI, it's something so common for women. It's probably one of the most reasons why people go to pharmacies and get antibiotics, because I have UTI, I have to treat UTI. Now, what is UTI? It's just infection that affects your urinary tract. It could come from whatever, from your colon, or just from your skin around that area, and then it finds its way up through your urethra, and then up to your bladder. And it affects the whole area there. It can cause inflammation. It will cause pain in that area, pain during urination, itching during urination, and things like that. Now, the issue here, when you have UTI, you have to get an antibiotic to cure it. But then the issue becomes, how easy is it for your body to get UTI? How easy is your body to fight against recurrent UTIs? Because most of the people who get UTI, you find that they get an antibiotic and they use it for 3 days, they start feeling better and they stop using the antibiotic. That gives more power to your bad bacteria, and it actually lowers your ability, your natural body's ability to fight those bacteria, those infections, if they are to come in the near future again. So it means it will be so easy for you to constantly be getting more and more infections in the future, because you're not really curing everything, but at the same time, you're giving your body too much of the antibiotic usage, which kills the bad bacteria, and it also kills your natural flora, the good bacteria that are supposed to fight the bad bacteria. So that is why it's a very, very common issue around women. We say about 1 in 4 women are likely to have recurrent UTIs. And again, if you're using constant antibiotics, it will not just affect your bladder or your uterine health. It could cause to further issues in your reproductive health, and it could even cause issues in your gut health, in your skin health, in your immunity, and a lot of other areas. Now, when it comes to your reproductive system, it could lead to something we call PID. PID, most of the time, is just something that is a sign that you have not treated something completely. And that is why it has come back with a vengeance. Like your body is overreacting because of something that you did not treat properly. Now, probably it could be an STD, it could be UTI, it could be whatever infection that affected your reproductive system. But because it was not properly treated, then it finds its way up your reproductive system, to your uterus, to your fallopian tubes, even to your ovaries or your pelvic area around that area. Now, PID, most of the time, it shows itself as different kind of discharge that could be coming from your vagina. And the discharge, most of the time for PID, it could be greenish, it could be yellowish, and it's usually having a bad smell. Now, if you have a whitish discharge, that is kind of looking like yogurt or milk that has gone bad, it means that is most likely fungal infection. But if it's yellowish, greenish, it's not reddish or anything like that, yellowish or greenish, most of the time it's PID kind of discharge. It could be associated with pain, painful intercourse, painful periods, painful urination, all of that, because there is severe inflammation around your pelvic organs. That is what it means. And when you speak of inflammation, what do I mean in simple terms? Probably this picture shows it very well, like the picture I was showing here. You see this reddish that is happening around the urethra. The reddish, and most of the time it's associated with swelling. This is what we call inflammation. When a mosquito bites you right now, the thing that happens on your skin, inflammation, and then sometimes it becomes reddish depending on your skin tone, then that is what is a reaction on your system in kind of way trying to heal the issue. So that is what we call inflammation. Sometimes it could be generalized, sometimes it could be localized and could look like a tumor. All of that is inflammation in your system. Now, one of the main causes of illnesses in our bodies is inflammation in different areas. If you have gut issues, it means there's too much inflammation in your gut. In the reproductive system, the same way. In your lungs, too much inflammation will come with a lot of issues. Now, PID is very common for women, and most of the time, if left untreated or uncontrolled, it could even cause blockage of your fallopian tubes and could cause infertility in the future. Now, again, it's not something to just ignore and say, this is just my normal discharge, I've had it for a while. No, you can do something about it and help your body get back on track. So look at that vaginal discharge you're getting, examine it, and really see if it's something that is normal or what has changed. And as we continue aging, we go through life, we go around something we call menopause. Probably something nice for some, but getting there, it may not be nice. When we cease our menstrual periods, it could be a good feeling when you have ceased, but before you get there, you could have a lot of irregular periods. You could have hot flashes, vaginal dryness, mood swings, loss of libido, and a lot of issues that are happening around the menopausal area. Now, when I speak of menopause, I don't just speak something that will happen to you when you turn 50. We have a lot of people from the moment they turn 40, or even they approach 40, they get something we call perimenopausal symptoms. They look like the menopausal symptoms, but they happen even up to 10 years before you actually stop your menstrual periods. You could be, before that, you're having very regular periods, and then all of a sudden your periods are all over the place. Probably you never used to have painful periods. Now you have pain, or now they are irregular. You can't really see how they are behaving. Now that is a sign that your hormones are finding it difficult to regulate themselves, to behave the way they're supposed to be behaving. Now, when you speak of hormones, someone mentioned it in a very good way. Hormones are like the cake recipe. For some of you who have baked cakes, you know, if you just change something that you're supposed to put half a teaspoon and you put 1 tablespoon, it will not come out the same. It will definitely not come out the same. So the same in our bodies. Our hormones are supposed to be a certain way. If anything changes, one of them becomes higher than it's supposed to or lower than it's supposed to, again, our bodies won't be behaving the way they're supposed to. So we need to give our bodies help in that area if we are to have a good health. Now, we cannot speak women health and just focus on reproductive health, because it goes way beyond that. We have what we call non-communicable diseases. Actually, when you speak of the leading causes of death among women, it's not even hormonal imbalance or even breast something. It's cardiovascular diseases, stroke, high blood pressure, and things around cardiovascular health. So sometimes we are so much more afraid of cancers, but it's not the only thing that is an issue. And for women who are probably over 40, I can say, it's an area we have to be so aware that our bodies have changed and they continue to change every day. We have to be quick to do whatever checkups that we are supposed to do, so that we can see things changing in our bodies early. And early detection will actually bring out bigger and better outcomes in your whatever progression of disease that you have. Now, when you speak of cancers, it's not just breast cancer we're talking about. Cervical cancer is among the biggest issues affecting women, biggest cancers affecting women today. Diabetes, when you look at your eating lifestyle, in the morning, how do you eat? How do you predispose your body to too much sugar intake? And then your body has to bring out a lot of insulin. All that insulin up and down bounces because of your eating habits could be predisposing you to diabetes. We have people getting diabetes at around 20 years of age right now. While it was something when I was studying medicine, we're talking about 40 years, 50 years, people are getting diabetes. Why? Our lifestyle have changed. So we have to look into these things and probably do some little changes in our diets so that our bodies will not be at a bigger risk of these non-communicable diseases, which are among the leading causes of death as we speak right now. It's not even corona, it's non-communicable diseases. So how are we protecting ourselves as ladies? How are we editing our lifestyles to be able to reduce our risk for non-communicable diseases every day? Now, we have looked at all the main challenges. Now, I'll go very quick to talk about what are the challenges, what causes these issues to happen, what causes our bodies to be at a bigger predisposition for these things that I've talked about. Now, the main challenges, you can group them in two major areas. And if you look at these two major areas and you focus your lifestyle in controlling these two major areas, you have controlled a very big part of your risk of these diseases. And the main challenges that are causing havoc in our bodies, the first one is lack of proper nutrition. Like all the major issues that are happening in our system can be broken down to a certain deficiency, to a certain lack in our diet. So we are lacking proper nutrition. We eat to be full. We eat to enjoy that ice cream, that whatever sweet thing that we are eating, but we don't eat to get nutrition. We rarely look at the calories. We rarely look at the nutritional content. We look at the taste. We look at how it looks. So and that determines our eating decisions most of the time. But the second very important thing is toxic overload and free radical damage. I'll talk more about this. What does it mean? We have spoken about the causes of hormonal imbalance, and I spoke about different ways that our bodies is getting a lot more toxins. Now, that could cause a bigger toxic overload more than our body's natural ability to get rid of. Now, when you speak of toxins, I'm not speaking about poisons like sumu ya panya or anything of that sort. I'm talking about what we call free radicals, which are molecules that are, some of them are produced in your system, some of them your body can get them from whatever that we expose our bodies to, and they come in our bodies ready to go disrupt your healthy cells. They go take away elements in your healthy cells, causing them to be unhealthy and unstable. So this is what causes diseases. This is what causes aging, because we have the free radical cells. Even the sunlight can produce, and a lot of things we'll see in just a bit. They cause the normal cells to break down and they cause them to be faulty. Now we need something we call an antioxidant to be able to neutralize the effect of these free radicals. And sometimes it's not something you will see change in front of your eyes, but we can look at the changes of these effects even from our normal basic things we do in our days. Now, sources of free radicals can be a lot. All those things we put in our bodies, all the stress, the physical and emotional stress, lack of sleep. Sometimes you don't get the 6 hours you need to get every single night, 6 to 8 hours. Do you sleep well? If you don't, it means your body is producing so much more free radicals than it can take. Now, all these sources, and on top of that, we could have diseases that are even making our bodies at a bigger risk. They're giving our bodies even bigger risk. Now, our bodies have natural abilities to get rid of those toxins, of what we call those free radicals. Now, they take them out through the liver first, but then those toxins which are identified by the liver that these are impurities, they need to get out of the system. Some of them will go out through your skin, will go through your kidneys, your colon, your lungs, but there's always excess if you're putting in more than your natural ability to take out. Now, what will the excess toxins do? They won't be just circulating in your bloodstream. They will go get stored in different parts of your system, to your joints, to your bone marrow, sometimes to your even central nervous system, to your brain. They can cause fogginess, lack of concentration. I can't sleep well. I lack energy. My joints are not healthy. Sometimes you put on weight because they can even be stored in your fat cells, and it becomes so hard for you to lose weight. You could be doing diet. You're very strict on your exercising, and still in 1 month, you lose 1 kilo. That means your body is holding on to those fats because there is excess toxins that it's thinking, if I get rid of these fats, where will I put these toxins? I need to hold them in. So that in a way that you have to take care of your health and get rid of the excess fat you want to get rid of, you have to think, how am I helping my body detox? How am I helping my body get rid of these toxins? The same way you would take your car to servicing every single month, probably, I mean, every single year. I don't know how frequently you do that, but what about your body, which never stops? You never shut it down. It's running even while you're sleeping. So it means you need to take better care of that health. Help your body get rid of those toxins. First of all, by drinking enough water. Now ask yourself, how much water have you drank today? As a lady, you're recommended don't go below 2.7 liters a day. And of course, we know if you have more weight, the more weight you have, the more your needs for more water. Now, how much water do you drink? And juice doesn't count. We're talking about water as water. It's important that you also drink as water. Don't count all the cups of tea that you have, the coffee that you have. You need pure water that can help your body also get rid of those toxins. Now, this is just a pictorial example of what happens when you're talking of free radical damage in your system. What happens to an apple when you leave it in the air is oxidation. The same oxidation happens in your cells. They cause them to age, they cause diseases to happen because of the effect of oxygen-free radicals. Now, if you cut open an apple and you brush with it, you brush on the apple with orange juice, you will notice it will take longer for that apple to turn brown. I've done it because when I put my kids' food to school, when I put the apples, I brush them with orange juice and they come back still, they're okay. Why? Because vitamin C is one of the strongest antioxidants in nature. And you can have a way to give your body more of that vitamin C so that your body has a bigger ability to fight the aging process and the disease forming process in your system. So antioxidants are important if you are to reduce your risk of premature aging and your risk of all those diseases. But again, I spoke of nutrition because this doctor, this PhD holder who talked about it this way, and he mentioned that the human body, naturally the way God created us, he gave our bodies the natural ability to heal itself. Before even you get a medication, your body can heal itself. But proper nutrition is the one that gives the body that ability. But most of the time, do we get nutrition from the food we are eating? All the processing that happens, all the time, the hours that it takes for the food to get from the farms to your table, all that reduces a lot of nutritional value in that food. Now, what happens on that plate? You are eating to just fill your stomach, to feel good, and to get most of the time we get the macronutrients, the carbohydrates, the protein, but we lack the vitamins and minerals, the small bits of nutrition that we're supposed to get in certain amounts, but we are lacking. And it's so easy to get micronutrient deficiency. It's actually affecting a lot of people. Research shows 1 out of 4 people have micronutrient deficiency, and you won't see it on the outside. Probably nothing will show you that you have zinc deficiency, or you have magnesium deficiency, vitamin D deficiency. It's so easy to be deficient on those things because our food naturally is not meant to heal. The people who make food, the food industry, they pay no attention to health. They want their vegetables to be looking nice. They want you to buy the rice, so they'll do whatever. They reduce the zinc there in the processing of it. So at the end of the day, you are eating food that is lacking a lot of minerals just because of the processing that it went through. And then when you get a disease, your doctor is not aware about food and nutrition. So they won't pay so much attention into food and how good nutrition can heal your body. So there's a gap there for you to educate yourself, for you to be aware that, yes, I'm getting my drugs from the hospital. Yes, I'm getting treatment from the hospital, but what am I doing nutritionally to help my body heal? That is what was able to save me in the challenge that I was facing. When I started using those drugs from the hospital, I still was not experiencing the change I wanted. I was still not getting ovulation. I was still not able to conceive, even after 3 months of using. But then I started researching, when it comes to nutrition, how can my reproductive health heal? What what vitamins and minerals I need and I could be deficient in, but just because I don't test that, it means I can't know. So I started giving my body more of those nutrition, and I was able to heal, not just on one occasion. Even after getting my first pregnancy, and after even using hormonal contraceptives, which then disrupted my hormones again, I was able to bring it back to normal by using the right nutrition in my system. So I know for a fact, good nutrition can definitely heal your body. And your body needs that. And that is why this professor from Harvard School of Public Health said, on top of a healthy, balanced diet, I'm not saying you should not eat your vegetables. Actually, half of your plate should be vegetables. But on top of that, you should have an additional nutritional supplementation, because even if you're having a very healthy plate, still you can be deficient in some vitamins, in some minerals that you're not even getting from your food. So because even as our bodies grow, as women, someone who is in menopause, they have different needs than someone who is probably around puberty period. So it means we have different needs at different seasons in our lives. So sometimes we need specific nutrition for a specific need during a specific season in our life. So when you give your body that, you can be able to help it heal in very huge degree. So now let me tell you about the knowledge that I got. Around that same time that I was diagnosed with PCOS, I started a business with Forever Living Products. And I did not even start for health. I started because I wanted to earn an extra income as a medical student. But I thank God every day that I started my business and I partnered with this amazing company, because not only did it give me the freedom financially, but it was able to solve my issues that I had, and even future issues that I was able to solve, just because I have a company with me that cares about health, that puts health as a first priority, that goes above and beyond when it comes to really researching about what nutritional supplements we need, and to create amazing high quality of these supplements for our health. Now, the aloe vera company, or we call it Forever Living Products, is an amazing 45-year-old company. And we're not even here to just tell you, try them. It's something that is new, just try it and see how it goes. No, they have been tried and tested for years. We have tried them ourselves and we have seen amazing changes in our health. And we're just recommending something that we have seen help a lot of people that we know, including ourselves. But one thing that was so important to me was quality. In this world today, there's a lot of people who just cut corners so that they can create something and sell it. But when it comes to Forever, quality is our first key ingredient. They don't do anything without thousands and thousands of research and thousands of tests confirming that this has international quality. And that is why we have been able to be regulated, of course, by TFDA for Tanzania and Food and Drugs Authority for all the 168 countries we operate in. So one thing that we never compromise on is high quality, because it's your health we're talking about. So our products have a lot of research that is backed by amazing doctors that go deep into looking at how can we combine them in the best way so that you get the best benefits. We have a lot of people out there that make supplements, but not all of them have health as the core ingredient, and they have natural as one of the key important things that determines what they put out and what they do not put out as a final product. So when it comes to quality, you can rely on it. It's international quality, but our products are not drugs. Yes, they made me better. Yes, you will see a lot of people that they made better with whatever challenges that they've been going through, but they're not drugs. They're not meant to treat, they're not meant to cure anything, but they're meant to equip your body to be able to heal itself. Like I said, good nutrition can help your body heal. And that is why these are not prescription drugs like you're told, take them for 3 weeks, take them for 4 weeks. No, put them as part of your lifestyle. I can be able to drink my aloe vera gel every single day and still improve my health every day. Why? They're not drugs. I don't need a strict dosage of them. This is like I'm eating a healthy plate. But on top of your healthy plate, give your body the right nutrition. It will help it be able to heal and really get rid of whatever challenges that we are facing. Now, what products do we have? What things do I recommend for ladies, for fellow ladies and fellow women who are listening to me here? And I'll go really quick here. So if you have any extra questions, you will note them down and then we'll talk about it. So the first that I recommend is the aloe vera drinks. We spoke a lot about toxic overload. We spoke a lot about the need for strong antioxidant. Aloe vera is one of the strongest antioxidants we have in life, in the world, actually. And that is why it's called a miracle plant, because it does a lot inside your body and even outside. It does a lot in reducing inflammation in your system. And we know a lot of issues around women's health, it's because of inflammations. That is why you need aloe vera to help calm inflammations. It will heal your gut as well, because that is where a lot of issues start. So when you have a healthy gut, digestive system, it means more of the food that you're eating will be absorbed better, will give you energy, will help you regulate even hormones. Sometimes just an unhealthy gut could be a cause of your hormonal imbalance, could be a cause of skin issues that you could be having. So aloe vera gel will get rid of toxins, will help your body get rid of this free radical damage we're talking about, but also it will equip your body with the right nutrition to be able to fight on its own. Now we have different flavors. One of them is this berry nectar. I love it. I recommend it for a lot of women because on top of having aloe, it has a lot of cranberry and apples. And why cranberry is important for women? We spoke about recurrent UTIs. Now we have something here. It's called proanthocyanins. This component, it makes your urinary tract, your urinary system to not be able to for the bacteria not to be able to stick on that wall. And you know, recurrent UTI, it's because bacteria are finding ways to stick on your reproductive urinary tract, and they're able to make infections all the time. Now, when you use cranberry, it will help your body get rid of recurrent UTIs. So it's something that is highly recommended for women. And of course, because even apples and aloe vera, they have strong anti-inflammatory benefits, it's also very important for people who also have painful periods. If you are facing painful periods, it could be someone around puberty and you have pain all the time, use berry nectar. You'll definitely see a lot of changes in the way that your period is behaving in the future. Now, we spoke about helping your body cleanse, helping your body get rid of these accumulation of toxins that we have. Now, we have this program C9, which is Natural Nutritional Cleansing Program. You could have seen it, people talking about it, they've been able to lose weight with the C9, but the core purpose of the C9, first core purpose is to help your body cleanse. Now, as we know, because our bodies puts a lot of toxins in the fat cells, when you cleanse your system, you allow your body to get rid of a lot of kilos as well, a lot of fats. And for women, we don't just want to lose weight, we want to lose weight in the right places. And most of the places our body puts on weight is around our tummy area, which is the unhealthy part. It's very risky even for your diabetes because the visceral fat is the one that causes a lot of issues in your cardiovascular health as well. Now, all these people, they have been able to use C9. They have been able to get rid of their visceral fats around their belly area because of these programs. Now, one of them is myself, like you can see there. That was after my second pregnancy, and I was able to get back to my pre-pregnancy weight. And we know how hard it is for someone who has given birth to be able to get back to their normal weight. And you could say, I've gotten birth by cesarean section, and my tummy cannot get back to normal. Let me tell you, I have 2 cesarean sections, and I was able to correct my weight. How? Because I used the right programs that was focusing on getting my body to lose fats and not just to lose protein and get myself underweight. No, you lose weight in a healthy way. But at the same time, because it's a cleansing program, even for your reproductive health, it's very important. We have people who never used to conceive, but they have been able to do that after using the cleansing program. People who had irregular periods, and they have been able to correct them with these programs. And I'm not saying that if you can't conceive, you use C9, you will conceive today. No, but we have people who that was the main issue that was limiting them from conceiving. And that is why I will tell you, use it. If you have never done it, do it, because it's an investment for your health, the same way that you invest in your car or anything else, by cleansing it, by helping it get rid of those bad oils. Now, in your system, it will come with a lot of extra benefits on top of just that weight loss that you probably want to get. And then we have this Vitalize for Women. It's a special nutritional supplement for women that is designed with women health in mind. Meaning, if you can only take one thing and it will touch a very important part around your woman health, that Vitalize for Women is it. Now, the apple powder, passion powder, and Shisandra, they help calm your brain. They will relax your brain, because we know women go through a lot. We face a lot of things, and it's so easy to have stress. And we know even cancers, they're contributed by stress. Now, when you just use this as well, it will help your body manage stress even better. Cranberry, we spoke about it for your UTI health or reducing your risk of getting UTI all the time. But we have also vitamins and minerals that are important in your system to help regulate your hormones, to help your immunity be strong, and to also get rid of any menopausal or PMS symptoms that you could be facing as a lady. For hormonal imbalance, for someone facing hormonal imbalance, I will say, don't miss this Vitalize for Women. Any lady actually who just want to enjoy a better health as a lady, you need Vitalize Women in your life. Now, it's something that has a variety of nutrition in one: multivitamin, multimineral, and something that will control your hormones and give you better metabolism and get rid of these issues that we call around PMS, around hormones, around menopausal symptoms. For people who have started facing perimenopausal symptoms, they talk about this a lot. They vouch for this product a lot. I have a lot of customers who tell me, my life has been so much better ever since I started using Vitalize for Women. So I highly recommend you guys, even if you don't have any issue, start introducing Vitalize for Women. You'll definitely see a difference in the way that your body is functioning even better. Okay, next thing I'll talk about is maca. Maca is something that is originally from Peru, but it's a very highly important product for your reproductive health in general. Now, it's not just reproductive health. Like you can see, it even improves memory. It allows you to relax, counter stress. For someone who has depression, anxiety, relaxes your mood. So it has a lot of benefits for your overall body. But again, PMS, sexual issues, you don't get the vaginal mucus I was talking about, the right consistency. You have vaginal dryness. Your libido is low. This is something that will put everything back in order. So someone who has menopausal issues as well, hot flashes and symptoms like that, you will get benefit from using maca. And again, we have a lot of ladies who vouch for it, and they say, I've noticed a lot of changes since I've started using maca. This lady was talking about seriously ute, the cervical mucus. It increased a lot ever since she started using maca. And then it increased even the libido, the feeling that she never used to experience before. Now she's experiencing it, and she's enjoying intercourse a lot more better. Now, as ladies, it's not something only for ladies, even men can use it. And it's even better if in the family you are sharing and you're all using it, it's even best for you both. But it's something that is highly recommended for women. Royal Jelly, another one of the supplements that really changed my life. And Royal Jelly is something that I have it open in my house at any time. Even today, in the whole afternoon, I got kind of a severe headache. I had a lot of, discomfort in my head. Now, this is something that even for someone who wants to relax your head, your brain, and you want to boost your concentration, just take it and put it under your lips. You will notice amazing, amazing changes. Just a few hours ago today, I had a headache, and now I have none. Why? Because of how powerful. Let me try to unmute some people here to mute them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so Royal Jelly is very important in general health, relaxing your body, helping you get rid of even migraine headache for people who have it. It's very, very important product for that. But for women, it goes even extra because it does a lot for your hormones. It allows your reproductive system as well to go back to normal. Why? We call it a fertility superfood. If you have too little period or a lot of period, more than it's supposed to, a lot of bleeding, sometimes you get pain around period, Royal Jelly will help regulate that. Low libido, it will regulate that. But most importantly, it will give health to your eggs. For people who are not ovulating, like I didn't when I had PCOS, it helps you ovulate, and it helps you have healthy eggs. Even for men, healthy sperms. So even for someone who wants to conceive, it means it's something that a man and a woman can use together to be able to produce even better fertility results. Now, Royal Jelly, it has been called a fertility superfood, not even by Forever. It is known out there as a fertility superfood. And we have a lot of testimonies around it, around people who use these products, especially this combination, we call it for vitality, for women vitality. Royal Jelly, Vitalize for Women, and Multi-Marker. These are the exact three that I also used when I started focusing on my health. Together with the aloe vera drinks, the berry nectar, I used these three, and I was able to bring back my hormones back to normal. I was able to get 4-day period from someone who used to have for 3 weeks. I was able to regulate it, and I was able to conceive naturally after using these products. Now, all these testimonies you see, it's other people who have been able to really regulate their systems the same way. This lady, if you have not heard her story, let me just encourage you, go to my page, Betsy Salema. If you look at a picture like this, just a few reels down, you will see her story. Amazing, amazing testimony. She did 4 IVF and they all failed because of the health that she was not being able to produce healthy eggs. All of them, when she produced them, they could die. They would die and they would not result into a pregnancy. Now, until when she started using these products, she used a variety of these products that we're talking about here, and some to just boost blood circulation and to heal the body from inside, to get rid of these toxins and to cleanse and to detox. And she was able to add a lot of value to her health. The 5th IVF is the one that resulted in her baby. Now, imagine such a journey. And we are able to help a lot of people like her to be able to solve their issues. Some of them are not even in these testimonies, but it's a lot of women out there. So probably you know someone who is facing some issues. Share with them this knowledge, because we are here not just for ourselves, but even for other people that could be recipients of what we are offering. Then next we go to Actic Sea, another must-have for women, very important for women. And Actic Sea is a supplement that is loaded with omega-3, but also beyond omega-3, it also has omega-9, and it has a lot of benefits in different areas. I can say this is a product that touches someone from when they're in someone's belly. It means someone who is growing inside someone's belly, to someone who is 100 years old, and everybody in between, because it boosts brain development. Even someone who is pregnant, it's important that you use it because it will boost and encourage the brain development of the child. But also cardiovascular health for someone, for whoever, whatever age you have. For healthy eyes, it means even kids can use it. Healthy eyes, healthy brain development, quick learning for kids, vision, joints for adults, your immune response. It's very strong anti-inflammatory as well. For every lady who has inflammatory issues, Again, omega-3 is very important because it lowers your inflammation in your system. For whoever has any tumor, any cyst, any even vaginal dryness or fertility issues, you can get a lot of benefits from using omega-3. For someone who is around the menopausal area, period, you can be able to use omega-3 for a lot of benefits. Your skin will glow, will shine even better if you're using omega-3. So it's an important supplement for women. And another very important supplement for women, especially around tumors as well, is this propolis. Now, bee propolis is strongly, the benefits are strongly in two areas. One of them as a strong anti-inflammatory. And again, anti-inflammatory means any inflammation in your system, any tumors or anything like that will benefit from something that is an anti-inflammatory. They also say that bee propolis has anti-cancer benefits, meaning for someone who has a lifestyle of eating it more regularly, you can even naturally reduce your risk of cancers, variety of cancers that you could have. So it's a very strong and important supplement. But again, it also acts as a natural antibiotic. This is something that the bees naturally produce, propolis, and it helps them protect their hives from whatever bacteria, fungus, or virus that could affect them. Now, even in our system, for someone who has recurrent UTIs, start using this. It will get rid of your normal, of your ability to get recurrent UTI. It means it will reduce your risk. It will increase your immunity as well, and your natural ability to fight these small infections. Now, it's a very important supplement for women as well, even for people who are looking for fertility, because sometimes your uterus could just be inflamed and it's causing issues around your fertility, or sometimes even painful periods and things like that. Now, we have this lady, Rafia, which I'll share her story because it's an amazing story. She used to suffer from fibroids. She was diagnosed with fibroids, looking like that. Sometimes you think someone that young cannot get fibroids. We're looking at people who are old or something. She had very normal weight. She was not even overweight, but she had 3 fibroids. And the doctor said, we have to operate you, but because your blood is very low, we will give you time. Build your blood levels up within these 6 months. And then when you come back, we'll have to operate you. And around the same time, she met someone who was 18 years old and had just come out of the operation, and they had to remove her uterus. Imagine an 18-year-old with no uterus. Now, it was something that she was not really ready to fully go into immediately. And she was looking for something. What can I do? And around the same time, a lady introduced her to these products. And she told her she could use these products. So she started using these supplements, the one you can see on the screen there, Fields of Greens. We also have something called Super Greens that is so powerful as a natural anti-inflammatory, antioxidant for things like that. So she started using these products religiously. Now, when it comes to these supplements, another person could look at them as, okay, something that I can use by the way. But if you're serious about daily using supplements, your body can definitely transform itself. Now, she was able to get rid, she had 3 fibroids. One of them was 7 centimeters, 4, and another one was 3. In just about 3 months after starting to use the supplement, only one remained. Only one remained. It means the 7 centimeter one was left about 4 centimeters, and the other 2 had disappeared already. So she continued using the products even after that. And as I'm speaking, she's the mom of 2, and she was able to get rid fully of the fibroids even before she was able to conceive that child. Was able to deliver that child. So how many people are facing? And that is why we say do regular checkups, because sometimes you could notice a fibroid before it's even too big that you need an operation. And if you notice it earlier, you can be able to correct it with your nutrition. You can be able to get rid of it, okay? Around menopausal age, it means even if you're hearing me here and you're not anywhere close to menopause, think about your mother, think about your aunt. What are they facing in their health? We have supplements that are so important for people who are going around menopausal area, so that you don't have to tolerate the up and down hormones, the hot flashes, the loss of memory and things like that. You can use these products. And as we age, our ability to produce calcium, to take calcium, is also low. That is why we also need an additional calcium. And of course, we need also protein, because our body is not able to also get enough protein. That is why the wrinkling happens so easily and we get weak easily. So when you take a protein shake as well, it will help you enjoy that season in your life even better. Again, we have our mothers, our aunties, even ourselves, we have issues around joint health. There were some ladies who after getting babies, they complain a lot about bone pain, probably the back pain and things like that. But sometimes it's simply because you don't have enough calcium. Now, if you supplement on the calcium for joint health, you supplement on the Forever Freedom, it will help you increase your flexibility around your joints. It will help you get rid of those pain and the discomfort that you're facing, so that you can enjoy that health even better. So when it comes to joint health, we have this package you see there to be able to reduce the inflammation around joints, to get rid of that severe pain that probably someone is facing. And we have a lot of testimonies around these products. And it's one of the best-selling products that we have actually for women. And the last one I wanted to share about health-wise, it's my personal favorite, the Forever Super Greens. Why? This is not just for women, it's for everybody, but also it's something women should not forget to take. And I have a personal testimony around Forever Super Greens because it has a lot of magnesium, and magnesium is among very important supplements for women. Very important, I mean minerals for women to have. And we can very easily be deficient of magnesium in our system. It will cause our digestive system not to be okay. It will also cause a lot of pain, chronic pain in our systems. If you have a lot of period pains, get more magnesium, you'll notice a difference. I used to notice during my first day of period, I don't really get pain, but I just notice. I get a little bit of cramps. But ever since I started using the Super Greens consistently every day, I don't get any cramp. I notice nothing than just the blood that is there. Something that it never used to happen like that. So Super Greens is very important for women. Again, the magnesium will calm your brain. It's important that you take care of your mental health and your even central nervous system health, nervous health. It's not just mental status, but also your nervous system in general. When you use Super Greens, it will touch that area. It will heal your gut. It will help you get regular healthy stools. It will help you get healthy blood levels, okay? Something that is different in women. If you're bleeding a lot, it means you need a lot of Super Greens as well, so that your blood levels is perfect. But again, what I love the most about Super Greens, it helps your body become more alkaline. Something that is so vital for non-communicable diseases. You know, all those diseases we're so afraid of, they need an acidic environment. Now, most of the foods we eat, they cause your body to be acidic. Now, in the morning, when you start your day with Super Greens, you just mix it with water and drink, or you can mix it with aloe vera gel and drink. It will set your body up in an alkaline state. And that will, in a way, fight and push away a lot of diseases. So as you are trying to get healthier, don't miss Forever Super Greens. Even if you don't have any issue at the time, use Forever Super Greens. It's among the vital supplements that we have in Forever and that we recommend for women. So if you're not getting everything that I've shared here, at least don't miss your Super Greens, don't miss your Berry Nectar, Arctic Sea, Vitalize for women, don't miss them. If you have a specific need, you will get other specific things like I've shared earlier, okay? But you cannot ignore what you apply on your skin. You cannot ignore what you use to bath yourself. If you have recurrent itchiness around your vagina or anywhere else, I recommend use the right soap. Most of the time for women, we say using medicated soap is the most important, is the thing that we're supposed to do. But too much medicated soap will kill the good bacteria. And if you kill the good bacteria, it means you have killed your protection, your natural protection. And that will cause the itchiness to never stop. And the fungal infections will never stop. So use this soap. The aloe liquid soap is the best for women. First of all, there's no contamination because of the pump that it has, the bottle that you are using. So you don't contaminate yourself. Very good for kids as well. My kids use this from the moment they get out of my womb and they start life in a hospital. They use aloe liquid soap. It has a lot of aloe vera, very moisturizing as well. As you can see, it has even coconut oil, a bit of it. It has aloe, and it's so deeply moisturizing. It doesn't dry out your skin. Any skin, you don't want it dry, because when it's dry, then it's easy to itch. It's easy to bring irritations and things like that. So use the right soap. But also this jelly tube is something I don't miss in my home. And every time, jelly tube, and another thing I'll show in a bit, they don't miss in my home, because it's like a first aid product. We have people who have severe vaginal dryness, and they use whatever lubricant that they can use. But if you start using jelly tube, it will, even as you are healing your body on the inside, it will even help you enjoy intercourse without giving your body whatever toxins that come out, or whatever chemicals that come with other lubricants that are not regulated health-wise. So jelly tube, you can use it for multiple ways, but I love it because it heals any irritations on your skin. Whether you have waxed your skin, or you have done whatever shaving, or you had an infection, you can use jelly tube to heal quickly, and also to really bring your skin back to its normal state. So jelly tube is a must-have. And another one, especially if you have itching around your whatever area, you can use propolis cream. It will heal that area so quick. So use propolis cream. Don't ignore the itching and say, I've had it all my life. No, do something about it, because you're destroying that skin little by little. Propolis cream, it has aloe, it also has propolis. And we have, I've just shared the value of propolis, the way that it kills bacteria, it kills virus, it kills fungal infections. So it means if you use it, it will help you get rid of whatever issues that you are recurrently getting. But of course, it's very moisturizing. I love the texture of it. It leaves your skin feeling so supple and very nourished and moisturized from inside. You can use it as a hand cream, not just anywhere in your body. You can use it as a hand cream. You can apply it anywhere that needs extra nutrition on your skin. Okay. So at the end of the day, ladies, we need to love ourselves by action, not just by saying that we love ourselves, but really by putting ourselves first as well. As you're budgeting for everything else, don't ignore your health. Don't ignore things that you need to change for yourself. Why? First of all, you'll feel better. You'll look better. Your health will be improved. You'll function better as a mom, as a sister, as a friend, as any member of your society. So let's prioritize ourselves. It's not selfish. It's actually loving others even more when we fill our cup, so that we can be able to offer others even more of that love. So think about wherever that you need to start, because start somewhere. This knowledge is so important for you to change and to improve whatever health area that you want to improve. It's not just supposed to be knowledge for you to just hear it today and forget about it tomorrow. It's supposed to do something for yourself, so that it is worth the time that you have spent with us here. Now, let me also encourage you and remind you not to ignore doing your checkups. And we know after 30 years of age, we need to do some, at least once a year, general checkup. Now, if you have never done it, go schedule for it and do it this year, because there is something that you can know earlier, and there's a lot that you can do once you recognize an issue beforehand. Let's take better care of our health for even our generations as well. So guys, your health is not an expense. It's an investment. It will help you be a more vibrant human being, and it's an investment for yourself and even for your society. So let's not be too stingy when it comes to our health. Sometimes we are so easy to buy that dress, but then when someone tells you buy the same amount for your health, you start asking questions. Let's not be too quick to look at our outsides and forget our insides, because our body is the only one we have. And that and the one body that we have is supposed to take care of us all our life. So if we don't take care of it, it will do the same. It will not take care of us. So I hope after this session today, you're gonna make some changes for yourself and even for other ladies that are around you and other people. So thank you so much, guys, for listening. And I'm gonna bring it back to Kia because she's going to bring someone else probably to share their own journey and their own story. And that will be it from me. I've had an amazing pleasure speaking to you. And thank you so much for being part of this talk. And I'm sure there is something that you have gained here that is going to improve someone else's life. And that is the only thing that gives me so much pleasure. Thank you guys so much, and continue to be so blessed. Thank you. Tukia, back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much, Dr. Elizabeth. It has been such an amazing, amazing session, and we have learned so much. Every lady who is in this place, I'm sure you have taken out quite a number of things that you're actually going to take up. Our health is definitely our wealth. At this moment, I would like to actually bring on a lady who has got a testimony. I would like to bring on Toko. Toko, are you here? Okay, yes, she is.
Yes, I am.
Go ahead and share with us. All right, thank you so much. Please take over.
All right, thank you so much for this opportunity to share my story. Good evening, ladies. So who's talking to you? So my name is Togozile Kolala, so they call me Toko. I'm an IT person by profession. So worked for International NGO for several years until 2019 December, when I decided to do this business full time. So before Forever, as mentioned, I worked for an NGO. I loved my job. I had a great job. I traveled on company expense. I grew professionally because they sponsored me for whatever studies I wanted. So until 2012, when I suffered severe hormonal imbalance. So life was good until then. That year, I really had terrible pains. I suffered severe hormonal imbalance. So the problem was quite severe. You know, as every month, I was always anemic. Every month, I had to take iron tablets. Every month, I had to be on strong painkillers at least 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. So my ovulation also started being painful. My menses days were also painful. And, you know, even those strong painkillers, I now started having heartburn. So I couldn't take the strong painkillers unless I do an injection. So now I landed on Panadol. Panadol with me 4 hours. Already within the 4 hours, I would feel the pain. And meaning literally, I used to drag myself with the Panadols because I used to take them as if I'm taking an apple. So I really, truly thank God I met these products, because by now my liver could have been destroyed. So anyway, so I continued with the painkillers until a day. Yes, I used to do checkups because I started my menses problems way back when I just started having them. I remember when I was in grade 10, I had to start seeing the gynecologist. I was put on a contraceptive. It helped with the menses flow and the pain. I remember after I finished my grade 12, they had to put me on another set of contraceptives, but it came with its own side effects. I would be dizzy, and then, you know, you're just a kid. Yeah, like you're a teenager, and then you're taking contraceptives. That wasn't nice. So, but then anyway, I had a night where I experienced terrible, terrible pain. I couldn't sleep the whole night. Apparently, I had an ovarian cyst that burst on its own in the night. So that landed me to the hospital in the morning, where they did checks. And then they now noticed that I had fibroids. And that's how come I used to go 7 days, very heavy. I was always anemic. I had to use strong painkillers. I literally used to get everything a woman gets when they're having their menses. I would have a backache, a headache. I would have zero indigestion, name it. So that also made my quality of life very poor. Everyone at work used to know my business. I used to call in sick. Mother's Day, I would get unpaid leave just to be home and get relief. So when they discovered that I had fibroids, I went to a private clinic where they thought I could have ovarian cancer, I could have a kidney problem. Yes, I had fibroids, and they gave me an operation date. So I went back to the office. I had to tell my boss what was happening, because now I knew I had to be in doctors' offices to try and get help. So I went, now told my boss. Fortunately, where I was working, we used to see female clients. So we had a gynecologist that was coming from one of the big hospitals in Zambia. So I went and saw that doctor, who saw my scans and said, yes, Toko, you have fibroids, and that's why you are having these problems. So when you look at my scans, my uterine wall looked swollen because it was inflamed. It had multiple tiny, it was all covered by fibroids. And then I had 4 that were bigger. The biggest was 4x4, they were 2, and then the other 2 were 2x2. So then he was traveling, he was going out for a meeting. So he gave me some painkillers and he said, when I come back, you can come back to the hospital and we pick it up from there. So that's the time I would say, unfortunately he traveled, but again, fortunately, that's the time I met Forever. So when he went for the meeting, I was invited for a meeting like this one, where they only talked about products. So I was depressed. It was the first time I knew, I think, really about fibroids. I researched on it. And then I decided to take some days off. So I was on leave. I went when I was invited. I attended the meeting. I didn't even want to attend that meeting, but my mom forced me because she believes in aloe. So I'm glad I attended. So when I was in that meeting, that's where I learned, like Dr. Elizabeth has explained, the products are not medicines, they are food supplements. So I learned that the supplements are going to help me clean the body and then, boost absorption, increase also nutrition in my body because they feed the system. So they'll bridge the nutritional gap. And then what will happen is now your inner doctor, which is the immune system, will be boosted and the body will get that power to start healing itself. And then I also learned that, it would be unfair to give the body a month of supplementing when you don't know how long the fibroids grew. So I joined to use the products. So I joined to use the products, to buy the products at Husserl. I'm glad I did. So that first month I used the products. The second month I was having my menses. The second month of using the products, I saw massive benefits. So from the 7 hell, crying, throwing, running tummy days I used to have came down to 3 days. I can't lie, the second month I still had to take Panadol because I knew the kind of pain that I used to have, but there was no need for me to take so much painkillers because now I took the supplements that help balance the hormones. So like Dr. Elizabeth mentioned, one of the products I used is the berry nectar, the aloe and the multimaca, and the bee pollen as well, and the propolis tablets. So the hormones started being balanced, started going back to normal. So I didn't go the 7 days. I didn't have as much pain as I used to before. And for me, that was it. I told myself I needed relief every single month. I was tired of people knowing my business every month, tired of being sick every month. So I said, if these are working and they don't taste like medicine at all because they're food supplements, I'm going to be using them every single day. So I continued, I used them religiously. So every day you need cleansing. Every day you need proper nutrition. Every day the immune system needs support so that it gives the body back power to heal itself. So I used them religiously over time. And then when actually after a month or 2 months, when I saw that benefit, I got touched. I said, you know what? A stranger helped bring a smile on my face. I was really miserable. Maybe let me get involved and help another lady out there. And that's the reason I came, to that conclusion is because when I was doing hospital trips, I learned that a lot of women nowadays are having such issues. Like Dr. Elizabeth mentioned, 16 years, they have fibroids. So I said, maybe let me also get involved and we'll help another lady out there. So as I was helping other ladies, I got questions. I used them over time. So what happened to the fibroids? Did the fibroid shrink? So for me, because of the results I got from the hospital was the last place I wanted to go to. But then I only gained courage to go back to the hospital to have myself checked. I think it was almost a year. So I went to the same gynecologist I used to go to. So she did my scans and she said, Toko, for real, these products are helping because my scan now was different. The uterine wall, which had multiple tiny fibroids, which looked swollen because there was inflammation as well, there was nothing. And then from the 4 they saw, the biggest was 4x4. They only found one, which was less than 1. And then I stopped taking, I no longer take iron tablets. I no longer take painkillers, not even Panadol, because the supplements are helping take care of the fibroids or keep them away. So I get people asking questions, how long should I take these supplements? My answer is, how long do you have to be on planet Earth? How long do you need to support the immune system? to keep those things away. How long do you have to take these foods that you're taking nowadays, which are coming with chemicals and less nutrition? So it's a lifestyle. The body needs cleansing, the body needs proper nutrition so that it can heal itself. So the products will help you become less susceptible to falling sick. Or even when you fall sick, you easily come out because your inner doctor is high, is posted. So it's a lifestyle. So I don't take as heavily as I used to take because now it's just maintenance. But when you start, there's a dosage that you need to follow. So I continued now sharing. I met people that wanted products for other things. I still supplied the products, but then over time, I grew it to a level now where I decided to replace my day job. So as of 2019, I'm doing this business full time. And what even now motivates us more is helping other people also create their stories. Could be health-wise or it could be money-wise. So in a nutshell, that's my story. I truly thank God. My body is in tip-top condition. My health is in tip-top condition. And I'm able, through the opportunity of Forever Living products, I'm able to help other people out there that also needs good health through using the products. So I always say the body is the best vehicle that God gave you. So take good care of it. It will definitely take good care of you. Thank you so much to Kia for the opportunity.
Wow. Thank you so much, Toko, for sharing with us your testimony. Indeed, your body, dear woman, is the best vehicle that God gave you. You need to take care of it. I would like to find out if we've got any questions. I'm going to read out some questions. If there are questions here, I would like to actually get to have Dr. Elizabeth get to answer them. How much is a dosage? Okay, for this one, I would love for you to get to ask the person who invited you to this session, so that you actually get to have them tell you how much. I would like to see some questions. Which product did you use, Toko? Toko, are you in a... Amazing.
Hello, yes, I can.
Okay, so she says, which products did Toko use again?
Okay, so yes. So I can advise the first thing that you need to do is do the cleanse. So the detox, the one that Dr. Elizabeth mentioned, the 9-day program. And then there's also a 30-day supply that you need to take every single day. So there's the aloe vera, there's the berry nectar, then there's the garlic thyme, there's bee propolis tablets, there's lithium, there's garcinia, and then you add the multimaca. You fields of green as well. So if you ask the person that invited you, they definitely have a booklet which has a combination for fibroids. Okay. So you need to cleanse at least 3 months, every 3 months. So three to 4 times in a year as well. You need to use the detox.
All right. Okay, then, okay, so there's what? Okay, so there's a question here. What can one use for blocked tubes in order to have a child?
So according to what Dr. Elizabeth has just shared, you need to start with the cleanse, then you can use the 3 supplements that she used, the ones that we use for fertility. There's the berry nectar, there's the Vitalize Women, then there's also the bee pollen. You could also use the same combination that I shared, because these products are multi-purpose.
Right. Okay, Dr. Elizabeth, there is a question for you here. There's a question that says, did you reverse the PCOS symptoms?
Yes, absolutely, I did. Let me share a bit of that journey again. So I used to have the periods, like I said, very regular. I never used to see the cervical mucus for ovulation because I never used to ovulate. But then I started using those supplements day in, day out. I remember putting them next to my bed so that I would not miss a day of using them. And I used them seriously for the first month. And then I was in the 2.5 months of using them. I was able to I started getting 4-day periods, something that never used to happen like that. So I started getting 4 days, and then the cycle would repeat itself after 28 days. And then the next month, the following month, I was still on the supplements. The following month, I was able to conceive naturally. And I had stayed in a marriage for 4.5 years, and I had never conceived even once before. And the doctor had told me that I was infertile. I was not able to conceive naturally because of the PCOS. But the very good thing that I loved about it is, even after like giving birth to that pregnancy, giving birth to that baby, the first pregnancy, my period still went back to normal. I was not on the supplements, but my period did not go back to the faulty way of the PCOS way. They went back to normal. And the second baby I conceived without even being on the supplements. I was just using other supplements. I was not using the Maca and Vitalize and Royal Jelly. But after the second pregnancy, I did the hormonal contraceptives. Okay, the one that you put under your arm. So I did that, and I put it on for like 2 years. But after that, when I decided to remove it, my hormones again, they did not go back. My period did not go back to perfect, because one of the side effects of hormonal contraceptives is they have a tendency to disrupt your hormones. So after that, I went back to those supplements again. Multi-Maca, Royal Jelly, and Vitalize are a must. I highly recommend them for someone who wants to put your periods back in order. So I was able to correct them, and that is how I conceived my third baby. Okay, so even after giving birth again, my periods have continued to be normal until today as I speak to you. So from time to time, I continue using these supplements, like you said, for maintenance, because I want to continue having a healthy hormone balance. I want to continue having reproductive health. So I keep using them from time to time, but the issue has not come back. And even the other symptoms of PCOS, like the hairs and weight gain, I don't have them because the PCOS has been controlled. And I remember the last ultrasound I did, because the first ultrasound, even before the first pregnancy, my PCOS was very typical in the ovaries. Like you find a lot of small cysts in the ovary. But right now, even in the third pregnancy, when they did the ultrasound, they told me, I don't see, the ovaries are clear. I don't see even those cysts in the ovary anymore. So that is why I'm so passionate about sharing this. And the fibroid that they had found in the second pregnancy, they told me again, even before actually the first ultrasound I did for my third pregnancy, the first thing I told that person was check for a fibroid, because in the other pregnancy, the doctor told me I have a fibroid, check for it. She told me, no, doctor, I don't find anything. You have no fibroid. So why? Because I still kept on using these supplements. And that is why I'm proud being part of this business. It's beyond making money. For me, the way that I can continue using these products and continue to improve my health even without knowing, it's amazing. And that is why we recommend. And sometimes when someone gives you the quotation of how much the products will be, if you want to use them just as a customer, I would recommend ask them, how can I use them as a member? Because there's a way you can get a bigger discount, allowing you to use more products for a longer period of time so that you even get bigger and bigger benefits for your health. But again, it gives you a chance to touch your family more, to touch your friends more, and anybody else you meet, not in a way to do business, but in a way to touch someone else's life. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Elizabeth. For the sake of time, I think we will need to end here. We have stayed here for long, and what we are gonna say is, for all the questions that you have, any other questions that you have, you can actually get to ask the person who invited you to this session. And if at all they are beyond them or anything like that, they could ask Dr. Elizabeth, and they will get to give you an answer from there. Thank you so much, ladies, for actually staying till this time. It's 9:40 when we started at 8. Thank you so much. I hope each and every one of you got to benefit from this meeting. I want to wish you a happy month and a happy Youth Day to each and every youth who is in this room. Thank you so much from me to you, and from the rest of the team. We are saying goodbye and have an amazing, amazing evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bye-bye. Good night, guys. Thank you.